All right, lads, we're ready to go. Friday night live stream. We got to preview these fights. We got to talk about everything. We got to give our 2 cents on everything that's going on. So, bit like the last one, bit like all these live streams I do. We get some guys in the chat, then we get going. We get into it. We have a chat. We talk about boxing. I'm going to start this live stream with saying how disappointed I am. And I am disappointed, to be fair. I am. Because as rubbish a fight as it was going to be, and it was going to be rubbish, I was still kind of, I hate to say it, I was just, from a comedy point of view, from just a sheer, just theatrical kind of point of view, more so than anything else, I was really looking forward to see, well, not looking forward, that's a poor choice of words maybe, but I was looking forward for the just lunacy of Allen versus Lovejoy. I was. Just for the sheer theatricality, just everything kind of, I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm looking forward to this. I want to see how much the guy weighs. I want to see just how bad he actually is and just how padded the record is. All that was just kind of what I wanted to see. And so I'm kind of annoyed that we're not going to get to see that fight because it was just going to be fun to do the post-fight review, tomorrow, and just basically see what we were dealing with, sort of way. So I was kind of annoyed about that, and we'll have to we'll have to wait and see what happens next. I mean, I'm looking at this card here, right, guys, and it is the most tragic pay-per-view card I've seen. They obviously had a replacement for Allen waiting in the wings with regards who they were going to bring in. All right, they obviously had that because they have another fight announced for this. All right, so they are going to get in. Well, they have another fight announced for this card, I should say, because this wasn't on BoxRec yesterday, but it's on it today. And it's a girl making a pro debut called Ramla Ali, and she's fighting Eva Hubmaier. Shit, man. We got 3 female fights on this card. Say whatever you want to say about female fights, but we've 3 on this card. 3 of them on a pay-per-view card. I mean, like, one of them's making their pro debut. That is just bullshit, man. That is what you call bullshit. Hashtag Gman's Rocks, of course. Michael Van Gerwen, MVG. I see you're getting trashed on TV 5-0. Shout out. What do you think of the weight difference between Usyk and Chisora? Man, I expect that, to be honest with you. I had a feeling that Usyk would be in the 2 teens because it's not going to benefit him getting any heavier or putting on a lot of weight. It really doesn't benefit him in any way whatsoever. With regards Chisora, 250. He's been weighing in around that the last couple of years lately anyway. Pretty much since he fought White the second time, he's been in around the 250s, the high 240s, like low 250s. So I'm not really surprised about that necessarily. It's not a massive shock to me. I expected that, to be honest with you. So I think that Chisora at that weight, he is going to be chasing and he is going to be hunting down Alexander Usyk. He's going to want to make sure that he's done everything he's needed to do in camp to just be ready to chase someone down, because whenever I've seen Derek Chisora in the past go looking for guys, try and hunt them down, he's not looked particularly great. Senad Gashi fight springs to mind. Gashi wasn't coming to win. He was coming to survive. And Chisora just looked so out there with regards to what he was doing, with how he was trying to, cut the ring off, with just everything, just trying to stop a guy from moving. He just didn't seem to know what to do. So when I saw that, I just thought to myself, I said, you know what? If even Usyk is better than Senad Gashi, we know that. So if he can even do half of that, it's going to be pain. It's going to be pain for Derek Chisora. I did like him at the weigh-in. He was getting animated. I actually thought he went dressed as the Joker because of the face paint, but then I realized the face paint was black, not red. Well, the the markings around his face were not red. So I actually thought he was coming in as the Joker because he looked quite similar there. It reminded me of the Joker a bit. But it's nice to see that Chisora is a bit fired up for this fight. You know, hopefully we get a good performance out of him. If he comes game, then I see it maybe an 80-20 in Usyk's favor. But if he's not like there and ready to go, man, it's not gonna be good. Alan was mugging him off in the interviews. Well, he'd want to. I mean, taking a fight on a week's notice and then not telling anyone, not informing anybody about everything that's going on in the background with your promoter, with everything like this. Like, none of us knew he was with Don King. None of us knew like half the stuff that was going on. So to me, that says to me that this guy is not particularly bright. You know, especially being with a guy, signing with a guy like Don King, especially at this day and age, you know, when you know everything you know about Don King, it's not a bright thing to do. It's not a smart thing to do. So that didn't surprise me. You know, that this guy is not that smart, but it surprised me that he didn't, you know, he just decided, I'm going to hop on a plane, no training, no anything, and I think everything's going to be okay. You know, that would literally be like me, you know, deciding, you know, Monday morning, fuck it, I don't fancy going to work. I fancy going over to the UK, going into Sky Sports and just saying, I want to talk about boxing on one of your shows, and wondering, why are my job ringing me? You know, why are it's, you know, that sort of way. It's just like, this guy clearly didn't think of anything. And like I said, like, the card is crap, right? The card's fucking crap. Look at the fights that are on this card. Just look at them, right? Main event Usyk Chisora. That's fine. That's fine, right? Lee Selby, George Kambosos. That's called main event, for fuck's sake. Like, really, no. That's not a co-main event. Tommy McCarthy versus Ballet Laguni. Again, these are grand. If they put Lee Selby, Kambosos on top of the bill on a Sky Fight Night with those two, literally, right? This whole card, if you take out Usyk Chisora, that would be a Sky Fight Night. And people would be saying, people probably still complain about that card because there's no competitive fights on it apart from the top two, right? So if they took away Alexander Usyk versus Chisora, this is a Sky Fight Night card and not a particularly good Sky Fight Night card, all right? So now you add Usyk Chisora and all of a sudden this is pay-per-view. I'm telling you now, people, I ain't paying for this. Like, look at this. I'm not paying. There's no way I'm paying for this. 14 people in the chat. All right, we're getting some people in. Let's smash the like button if you haven't already, peeps. I want to know, actually, anyone in the comment section, who's going to pay for this? Who's actually going to go put their hand in their pocket and pay for this card? I've seen a few people say they want to pay for it because, you know, they're fans of Derek Chisora, they're fans of Alexander Usyk and stuff like that. I get that. That's fine. But come on. Look at this. Like, this card is just, it's pathetic. It's like I said, if you take the main event out and you had the rest of the card as a standalone, that would be a Sky Fight Night and not a good Sky Fight Night, right? So with me, I am going to be streaming the absolute shit out of this card. And you know something, right? I think someone asked me in a comment section of one of my videos today, I think it was one of my videos about Dave Allen, and they said something like, Gman, was looking forward to like your post-fight review for Alan Lovejoy, and I was looking forward to doing it as well because I had some analogies planned, which I was working on, which I think were going to be very good, very, very fitting. I may get to use them eventually. But I was thinking, he was asking, like, what other fights would I do other than the main event? And I was like, you know what, mate? Honest to God, I'm probably not going to do any of the fight. Like, the only fight I'm probably going to cover, well, I'm definitely going to cover, is I'm going to cover the main event, obviously, and I will consider, all right, doing Lee Selby versus Kambosos. I'll consider doing that one. In terms of the rest of the card, I mean, like, I'm not doing Cash Farco. I'm not doing him. I'm not covering any of the women's fights. So Savannah Marshall, Amy Timlin, and this Ramallah Ali. I ain't covering any of them. Tommy McCarthy, probably not. Unless he gets knocked out spectacularly or he scores a spectacular knockout and we've something to talk about, because I see that fight being a 12-rounder. Unless something like that comes about, I'm not covering that fight. So you're really going to get maybe 2 videos tomorrow, and I've not done any recordings of any like videos for tomorrow yet, so I've no videos in the pipeline either. So you're probably going to get 1 video tomorrow, maybe, of the fight review, and then I might do Selby. I don't know. I might do Selby's fight. I haven't thought about it yet, but it's sad. It's sad that what we're having to get, like the level of this card is just pathetic. It is pathetic. Predictions for Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz. Man, that right there, right, I'm surprised that Tank hit the weight so well. Like, I kind of did expect him to look a little bit worse in the scales. Had a look at him on the scales, he looked fine. I did kind of expect him to come in a little bit worse, to be fair. But damn, he's taking this serious. Like, I wasn't giving Leo Santa Cruz an ounce of a chance, right? I wasn't giving Leo Santa Cruz an ounce of a chance in this fight. I still ain't, but now, man, now I don't see him lasting past 6. I seriously don't see this guy lasting past 6 rounds. No way. No way is this guy going to make it 6 rounds. I can't see it. Honestly, cannot see this guy going 6 rounds or more. I think Tank is going to absolutely destroy him. So I'm happy that Tank came in on weight. I'm happy he did, because it seems like now with the pennies finally starting to drop with the guy, because before he was just not giving a you-know-what. Like, he really wasn't. He was just going about doing everything, not giving a you-know-what, missing weight, being unprofessional, all this, that, and the other. But at least right now, it does seem like he's actually doing things right, which is good. In terms of the WBA putting their title on the line, I mean, Jesus, people. It's one thing for like this to be for the 130-pound WBA title, but Leo Santa Cruz never fought at lightweight. Why are you putting a lightweight title on the line for a guy who's never fought at lightweight? It's fucking crazy. You ain't paying for this. Yeah, you're right, man. You ain't shouldn't pay for it. You have the Zone beta for free, man. I'm gonna get the Zone when it does launch. That's for definite. I'm gonna definitely get the Zone when it launches. What we say? Did you see that? I didn't see it, but I heard about it. All right. I actually came up in my sub feed, but I haven't watched the video yet. And yeah, Coogan, is your dad keeping you up at night? Coogan should never do voiceover, because his voice, he's just so cringy. It's just, you ever hear, is your dad keeping you up at night? What is it? KO debt or something like that on those IFL videos? It's just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, Coogan should never be doing voiceovers. He's a good interviewer, Coogan, but definitely don't be doing voiceovers. That's a no-go zone for Cougs, right? That is a no-go zone for Coog and Cassius. Don't be doing no voiceovers. Is your debt keeping you up at night? What else we got here? So, I'll read that with our comment in a sec, but I like this one here. I'll read it with a comment now in a sec. Dave Allen versus Niall Kennedy. Dave Allen win that fight. I don't want to see that fight, right? Because I'm sick of seeing Dave Allen in the ring. And, you know, it's this Dave Allen 8.0. But Dave Allen would win that fight. Dave Allen would win that fight. And he'd probably win it quite comfortably, to be fair. He'd probably stop Niall Kennedy, to be fair. But I don't want to see that fight, to be honest with you. And I would have, like, honest to God, I thought he would have stopped Niall Kennedy a long time ago. Like, I always thought that. So, yeah, my response to that, Dave Allen win that fight. No questions asked. No questions asked. Sorry, bro, how are you keeping? Just a thing on the way in. What you make of Adele Boy's usual antics, but Usyk looked imperfect. Nick can see him winning by KO. Yeah, I think he'll win by KO. No, fuck, what did I say? I think he'll win by KO. No, I think he'll win on points. Fuck, I shouldn't. Yeah, he'll win on points, I think. I think he'll win on points. I think that Usyk looks in. Yeah, well, Usyk's always in decent shape. And he's just not cutting the weight now to get down to cruiserweight. So he's just staying as it is. I think that he is going to be moving around the ring from start to finish in this fight. And Usyk's a slow starter. Right? We know that. It takes a few rounds for him to get warmed up. So once he gets warmed up, I think he'll have a field day with Chisora. But Chisora's tough. Usyk is not the biggest puncher at heavyweight. I think this is a distance fight. I think this is a 12-rounder. It's 12-rounder if ever I've seen it. Want to actually check some of the betting odds on this fight now and see if anything has changed. Yeah, I want to see if any of the betting odds have changed on this fight. So let's have a look, see a Paddy while we're here. And let's just have a look through and see what kind of little bets we can get going. That's one thing I love about doing these live streams, just getting like a few little look at some of the odds and some of the fights we have up and coming. Because there's money to be made in boxing, people. There's money to be made in boxing. Even in that prediction league, there's money to be made. I won money on that last week. I topped the prediction league last week. It was funny as hell. Probably the most undeserving winner of that prediction league. So what are we looking at? Tomorrow. Is Munguia? Oh yeah, Munguia is fighting this evening. Forgot about that actually. Yeah, Hein Munguia is on this evening. 22 in the chat. Happy days. People, if you haven't already, smash the like button. And let me know your thoughts on Usyk Chisora. Let me know your thoughts on Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz. And Jason Maloney. I have a few people saying that Jason Maloney, don't sleep on him against Naoya Inoue. Lads, I've seen Jason Maloney fight a few times. He's not bad. But Naoya Inoue, he is a beast. He is going to steamroll that guy. Look at this, right? All these fights where apart from Lee Selby, most of the fights, everyone is firm favorite. Like literally everyone is firm favorite. All right. So 5-1 on Derek Chisora just to win outright. Well, I pressed the wrong button. So you get 100 quid back if you put 20 quid on Chisora just to win outright. Let's have a look, see at some of the round betting if they have it on Paddy Power. Let's have a look, see. Okay, let's go with the round betting. Let's go with I'm thinking if Usyk is to win this fight, it's going to be late. So he is 4-1 on to win. Jesus, they ain't giving good odds at all on Usyk winning by late stoppage. You actually get more money putting Chisora down to win outright than you do for Usyk on late stoppage. Jesus, they really ain't picking him. The odds on Chisora stopping Usyk are vast. They're vast. And I wouldn't put money on Chisora knocking out Usyk. Let's see. We're going. Chisora is more an outsider to win on points. Usyk on points is not worth your while. I'll say it out to you like here, lads. It's not worth your while. What round will the fight end? When will the fight end? To be knocked down, I don't see knockdowns happening in this fight. The odds on Paddy ain't great, lads. Let's be fair. Odds on Paddy ain't great for these fights. Where are we going? 8 cents, shout out, big up every time. Ignore this stream, you're getting battered. It's 8-3 now. Or 7-3. Yeah, I have that playing in the background. Yeah, he is getting battered. Ian White is beating the crap out of him. Yeah, MVG not looking good. Not looking good. And the way MVG talks. Yeah, I'm not looking good. Yeah, yes, not looking good. The Zone launched in Holland in August. All right, well, that's not bad going, actually. The way the Zone are, man, I honestly, though, I thought we were getting football and stuff like that with it when it was coming here. Apparently, we're only getting boxing for the time being. Hence the reason why the price is so low. At the end of the day, you're paying it'd probably be about €3 here, but $1.99 for boxing and getting fights, that really ain't that bad. That really ain't a bad deal. So I'll go with that. I reckon Eddie Hearn, we saw Eddie Hearn today say that he's trying to negotiate a deal with Sky, like renegotiate a deal with Sky. I can't see that happening, lads. He is definitely, if there's one thing I've learned about boxing, right, is if you're trying to make the Zone work in the UK and in Ireland, you're going to want to get the big fights on there. You're going to want to get people to subscribe. And Eddie Hearn, I just don't think it makes any sense for him to be going back and forth between Sky and, Matchroom and the Zone. He's going to try and put it all on the Zone now moving forward. That's what I think is going to happen. So that is exactly what I think Eddie Hearn is going to do. I think we're seeing the end of boxing on Sky. And to be honest with you, maybe this is the reason why we're getting all these pay-per-views. They're trying to just make as much money as they can before they have to start doing the old small hall shows again that they were doing back about 10 years ago, with Dave Colwell and guys like that. If Fury and Joshua unify, then the winner of Chisora Usyk will have no opponent. They can fight Povetkin or I reckon that AJ will vacate that WBO title. I reckon he'll vacate that title soon enough. I can't see him keeping that title, to be honest with you. Can't see it. They want to get that fight made with Tyson Fury ASAP. And they don't want any mandatories getting in the way. They just do not want any mandatories getting in the way. So I reckon they're going to call that fight. I reckon AJ is going to vacate that WBO title probably start next year. And we will get an announcement made not long after that with regards Tyson Fury. With regards who's going to fight for the vacant title, I mean, we know Usyk is mandatory, so we know he'll get first crack. If Dubois beats Joyce or Joyce beats Dubois, they're in line to fight Usyk. Imagine that, people. They're in line to... Imagine Daniel Dubois fighting Alexander Usyk straight after fighting Joe Joyce. Imagine that. And I wouldn't be putting the penny on Dubois winning. And I'll just say that outright. I wouldn't be putting the penny on him winning. But it'd be interesting. Definitely. What you think of Savannah Marshall? I've seen her a few times, to be fair, but yeah. I don't watch much women's boxing, all right, as I'm sure you may know. I am a little bit, and I mean this, right? I am a little bit curious about the all-female card that Eddie Hearn has coming up on the 14th of November. Obviously it's not all female. We've got Joe Cullen versus Jamie Cox, and we obviously have Jack Arnfield versus John Doherty, so it's not all female. But I am quite curious about some of the female fights. Like Terry Harper, I've seen her fight a few times. She's all right. She's nothing to write home about in terms of her boxing ability anyway. Katie Taylor, I've seen her fight many, many times. Never impressed me. I think she's way overhyped, right? And the only reason I even started covering women's boxing is because someone likes Katie Taylor. Was a fan of Katie Taylor. She's not a fan of any other boxer, but knows Katie Taylor. So I said, fuck it, I'll cover women's fights then. And besides, they do good numbers as well, which is a good thing. But Katie Taylor is garbage. Absolutely fucking garbage. She really is. She gets a lot of hype, but if you ever go and watch what she actually does, she doesn't do anything special. She does nothing special at all. She's so rigid in her stance. She gets hit an awful lot. She really doesn't do anything special. In terms of the last fight, which is Ebony Bridges versus Rachel Ball, we're on a live stream. We don't need to worry about what we say as much. Rachel Ball will win that fight, and I hope she does. Rachel Ball seems like a genuinely nice person. She seems like a good girl, right? I think she's 29 years old. She's a social worker. She is quite pretty as well. No, she is. It has to be said. So she seems like a good girl. Ebony Bridges is in her 30s, and she's a maths teacher. As Dell said, she will be one of the very first female boxers to have a fans only account. She'll make a killing. I mean, she is almost trying to hide grins. Like, she's loving what a lot of simps, and they're simps, are sending her on Twitter. Begging for, her to reply, begging to send pictures of their cock and balls, which by her own admission, I mean, people wanting to buy her socks. It's sad, lads. It's sad the way lads have gone. But it's not Ebony Bridges' fault necessarily, but I'm sure she's not helping her case. She's definitely not doing that. So anyway, Rachel Ball will win that fight is my answer. And that's a fight I'm looking forward to. I'm interested to see. But yeah, it's a sad state. It's a sad state when you have that shit going on. All right, so debate at the zone is great, is it? Okay, that's fair enough. It'll be interesting to see. Yo, big up, Jeff. Salute, Gman chat. Great weekend ahead. Yeah, I'm actually happy that we're getting Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz for free over here in Ireland. We have that fight for free on Channel 5, so I'm happy. It means I don't have to go looking for anything. It means I have it there, so it's not too bad. I can't wait. That fight I'm looking forward to. We're getting the knockout in that fight. Leo Santa Cruz, one fight at 130, didn't look particularly good in it. He's saying now he's filled out into the weight. Leo Santa Cruz came up from bantamweight. I think that Leo Santa Cruz's best weight was 122 and 126 a few years ago. He should not be anywhere near this weight. He shouldn't be anywhere near this weight, and he is going to get absolutely lit up by Tank Davis. If he goes and tries to box kind of Carl Frampton style, how he did against Carl Frampton, he might have a little bit of success, to be honest with you, a little bit. But if he goes like Leo Santa Cruz does, tries to pressure Tank, has his chin in the air, he is going to get absolutely lit up with uppercuts, with hooks. Tank is probably the biggest puncher. In fact, he's definitely the biggest puncher that Leo Santa Cruz will have been in the ring with. Seeing Leo Santa Cruz wobbled against Carl Frampton a few times. Well, he was wobbled in the first fight. And, I just, it is what it is. On the zone. Oh, on the lads. So I thought you said on the zone. Yeah. On the lads. Dean, on the lads. Did you see Ade gave a politically correct answer regarding the trash undercard? I seen his video. I actually only seen half of it. I do that as well, though, to be fair. Like, you'll notice the difference between me on these live streams and the difference between me and the videos is that I don't have to monetize these streams. I can if I want to. Obviously, if there's super chats in it, then I don't monetize them at all, because that will make up for, everything that's being monetized. So I tend to just be able to say what I want to say more in these. And, I don't really worry about monetizing these. I don't say anything too out there anyway. It's definitely not that bad. But yeah, you kind of have to on some of those YouTube videos, because they are so they will literally pick up anything if they deem it out there or not politically correct. Seriously, I had to change the title of one of my videos, because I remember when I done the first Dave Allen video on when the fight with him and Lovejoy was announced. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious?" Something like that was what I called it. And I didn't obviously have fucking in it. I had F, little, the little dots, the little kind of little stars. And then I had that. They wouldn't monetize that. And then as soon as I changed it to, "Are you taking the piss?" And obviously I've done the exact same thing for piss, monetized. So YouTube don't play around. They don't play around with certain things. So I wouldn't worry about that. And I've been the same. I said it was trash. That's about as PC as I go in a video. On here, I just say it's fucking shit. Eddie Hearn should be ashamed of himself for putting on a card like that. You wouldn't even put that card on a Sky Fight Night card. It's not even good enough. So that's my actual thoughts on it. It's a fucking train wreck. It's fucking shit. It is literally, I don't even know what to say. It's that bad. So that's my actual answer to what I think of this card. We got Nick, man, big up every single time, Nick. Appreciate you being here. Nick Harmer, smash the like button on the way in. Thank you. Hashtag Gman's rocks. Big up. Shout out to you every time, mate. Shout out to you every time. We're talking about all things boxing, We're talking all things boxing. And we're talking mainly about Usyk Chisora. I hope Usyk's ready for the elbow. That man comes to fight every time. Better bring lunch. Yes, every time. I am looking forward to that fight, I have to say. I am. He thought it was crazy how Usyk can go from funny character in the build. That's crazy how he can go funny character from the build up to the weigh-in, and just bang, he turns into this animal, whatever the elbow is heavier than him. That Usyk is a character, man. You see him, he's always a character. He's a character. You think there's a chance Chisora mentally quits mid-rounds? Possibly. We've seen him quit against Tyson Fury in the rematch, so there's every possibility, every chance. I really think Savannah Marshall is one of, I always wonder am I saying her name right, Savannah Marshall. I always thought Savannah Marshall is one of the few entertainment women fighters, and with Bridges, the thing, without sounding too real, promoters would use her in a way to sell tickets and stuff. Yeah, that's literally it. look at Ebony Bridges, right? And she's 34 years old. One thing I'll say about her, she's looking well for 34. You know, she doesn't look like your average 34-year-old. I'll say it in this stream. Ebony Bridges is fighting Rachel Ball at what, super bantam? If her tits were normal and they weren't surgically the way they are, she'd be a fucking flyweight. Literally. Ebony Bridges would be a fucking flyweight if she had a normal set of tits. So make it out what you will. But yeah, Ebony Bridges sells tickets. She puts arses in seats. She's eye candy. I'll give her that. She's eye candy. I'll give her that. But that's about it. In terms of her boxing skills, I've seen her on the pads a few times. She's not look great. And she's very small. She's like 5'1", and Rachel Ball is like 5'10". So Rachel Ball would keep Ebony Bridges on the outside. If she is smart, she would keep Rachel Ball on the outside, or she would keep Ebony Bridges on the outside and just do nothing from there on. Agree, Gman on Katie Taylor. The latest word going around is she's to fight. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Fuck that. They wouldn't put, Eddie Hearn wouldn't let Katie Taylor go into the MMA or anything like that. No way. But yeah, Katie Taylor, what the, wow. Ever since I saw her first, I was just like, nope. That woman is not what they make her out to be. And of course, in Ireland, this is the problem with Ireland, and this is one of the reasons why I try and avoid covering Irish fighters, because I've learned, because I've had backlash from it realistically, the only time I ever had backlash from it was when I said Noel Kennedy would lose, and he did, and I was right. He did lose. He got battered. But when you go, a lot of people come at you with this whole, well, you're from Ireland, you should back the Irish fighter. No, you can look at some of the Irish websites who do that and see how they're getting on. No one's ever heard of them because they only back Irish fighters. And you can see certain channels, like Irish interview channels that only back Irish fighters, and you can see where they are, that they're going nowhere, because they go and all they say is, oh, you're Irish, you got to win. We want you to win. You're going to win because you're Irish. It's like, no, I'm not picking someone to win because of where they're born. I'm picking someone to win based on what I see. That's the whole point of being a boxing analyst. You base it on what you see. You look at it from your eyes and you say, right, well, this fighter has this, and this fighter has this, therefore I'm going to think this fighter is going to win because of this. I'm not going to turn around and be like, well, we're all supporting you. You have the whole country behind you, me included. You're going to do it. You're going to win. It's like, what? And people are, no. Give me a bit of reason behind that. Del Boy is far too busy with his YouTube channel to worry about Usyk. Yeah, I see a load of boxers are starting to do that now. They're starting to make YouTube channels. Seen Carl Frampton has one. Seen Dylan White had one. O'Hara Davis was the guy. O'Hara Davis, I think, was the guy who started all that. I think that was who started it all. He got broken nose. Shout out to him. Go and check out his channel as well. Very, very good channel. Does a lot of good work on there. I've seen his prediction video for Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford. I'm going to have to work on mine this weekend. I'll try and get that up Monday or Tuesday. Probably Monday, actually. I'll try and get that. I'll probably do that prediction video over the weekend. I will see how that goes. What a time to arrive in the chat. I think I was talking about, I see your comment in earlier, and I think I was talking about Ebony Bridges. Yeah, when that came in. And I think I said something like, yeah, if it wasn't for her tits, she'd be a flyweight. That's not a lie. She would. Seriously, look, if anyone has never seen Ebony Bridges, right, and I'm sure there are plenty of people in this chat who have not heard of Ebony Bridges, go and Google her. She is pretty. I'll give her that. But damn, she attracts some simps. Seriously, she attracts some simps. You would be disappointed if Usyk got sparred. Could totally see the shit happening too. Don't know. I just, do you know what, right? How many actually? 35 in the chat. People, I'm asking, I'm sorry, but smash the like button if you haven't already. 35 in the chat. We get this rocking now. Haven't decided how long I'm going to do in this stream yet, but we're getting there. I'm enjoying this. So let's go. We got 35 in the chat. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And oh man, big up Tony every time, man. I appreciate that. Seriously, I appreciate that super chat so much. Thank you so much, man. I always love seeing it, man. Thank you so much for the support. Salute G-Man and the chat. Happy, what is that? Oh, Halloween. I had to look at it on my phone there because on StreamYard it doesn't show. Man, appreciate that. I appreciate the super chat. Happy Halloween, actually. Yes, exactly. Happy Halloween. I appreciate that, man, Andy, every single time. And that's why I love giving the other lads super chats as well, because people support me. So I'm always like, whenever I'm in someone's chat, I support them. And, you know, big, now, broken nose, when you get to 1,000 subscribers and you can get super chats, I'll give you your first super chat. All right. I'll make that promise. When you hit 1,000 subscribers and you can unlock super chats, I'll give you your first. Hashtag Gman's rocks. Yes, we got it going in here now. We got it going in here. Oh yeah, I want to actually. You all right, Gman? Mark put me onto you. I'm new, but I'm impressed, brother. Man, Leighton, appreciate it. Appreciate it. I actually was going to click on another comment there, but I was going to read that anyway. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it every time, man. Really, seriously do appreciate it. No, man, I do these live streams as often as I can. I enjoy doing them, to be honest with you. I love doing them. Haven't seen Mark in the chat yet. I'm probably doing. No, I'm going to keep this live stream solo probably, because I had the panel in on Monday, and it was brilliant. Yeah, that was probably the funnest live stream I've ever done. Was the one we done on Monday, where we were at the time we thought Christopher Lovejoy was still going to be the opponent. I mean, how things change, and how things change. The time we thought Lovejoy was still going to be the opponent for Dave Allen, and oh man, me, Intangible, Dell, Mark. We had such a laugh tearing that. I know it sounds mean, but we had such a laugh tearing down Lovejoy's resume. It was just so funny, man. It was tragic. It's just such a tragic resume. It really was. Where are we at? Okay, what was your prediction for the cancel fight between Parker and Chisora? I'm assuming you're mean Chisora with that. Okay, my prediction was right, and it was going to be. It was going to be Joseph Parker on a razor thin decision. I'm talking controversial, possibly decision, because I genuinely think that Parker, when he meets someone who can pressure him and can put it on him, he just seems to he just doesn't seem to know what he wants to do. All right. Early on in Parker's career, you saw he had the hand speed. He was explosive. Look at his fight against Francois Botha. You know, Francois Botha looked like Santa Claus in that fight. But go and look at that fight. And he's just kind of regressed ever since then. You know, slowly but surely, he's regressed. Just taking a sip of water. Slowly but surely, he's regressed. Not in terms of his skill. His skill has always been there. It's never been in question. But he's regressed in the sense of he just doesn't have that killer instinct, you know? He doesn't have anything really there's nothing really there. Like when he needs to really dig down deep, bite in the gum shield, he just doesn't seem to want to do it. You know, it's frustrating in a way. So that's what I would have thought. I would have thought it would have been close. I thought it would have been a close decision. Could have went either way. But if Parker would let his hands go and would really take the bull by the horn, he could seriously. I think he hits harder than people suggest. I genuinely think Parker's a harder puncher than people make him out to be. So that's what I got to think about there. And yeah, we got to go. Broken nose. I seen that a second ago. Only getting to it now. Again, big appreciate the super chat. Thank you. £3. Every single little bit helps. Every little bit helps. I appreciate that. And I always say that just because, you know, this day and age, everything that's going on. And he even said G-Man's Rocks, which is even better. You got to love that. You love the hashtag G-Man's Rocks movement going. You gotta, you know. And that's what I like doing. I like helping out others as well on this, you know. You've got a small channel, but it's growing. And I give you a handout. I'll give you a dig out as well, you know. That's it. Like, I'll always give smaller channels a shout out. Always. G-Man is so supportive of new channels like mine. His analysis is spot on for most fights. Well, thank you. I'd like to think that. I'd like to think it is. We got the legend himself in the chat. Big up, Mark. Unrivaled, shout out. Big up to Mark every single time. And the great thing is, because this chat's made about, what, £8 already, I don't have to monetize it. So I don't need to worry about monetization. All right, don't need to worry about monetization. A big up, Tony, for subbing the broken nose. Big up to him. Yeah, I think Mark put loads onto G-Man. Put loads onto us. If Mark or G-Man say you're good, I'm good. See that right there? That's it. If Mark says if Mark says that channel's good, I subscribe. If I haven't heard of them, but if Mark says they're good, I subscribe. And with me, I like to look at the channels first, but if I think they're good, I'm the same. I'll always be like, yeah, check these guys out, they're good. They're good, you know. New channels. I haven't seen Dan actually in the chat yet, which is surprising because he's normally always in the chat. And got a big his channel up as well. G-Man, do you dislike Billy Joe? No, I don't. I definitely not. Definitely don't dislike Billy Joe. Do I agree with some of the things he does? Definitely not. In terms of some of the jokes, like I'm someone who has a pretty kind of dirty sense of humor. I don't want to say dark sense of humor, but a dirty sense of humor. So there's certain things he does that I do find funny. Obviously the crack addict thing, that was extreme. That was stupid. But when he was on about the bag and saying this is how you hit your missus, I saw the funny side to that. Like obviously I'd never hit my missus, obviously I know, but you know what I mean. But I could see where he was coming from. But people in this day and age, you say anything controversial, and that bloody cancel culture, you know, you get people who are pissed off. Like put it like this, right? Where I work, right? I obviously work for a bookstore, but I work in their main office, and I would deal with so much of their online end in terms of like fraud sales, this, that, and the other. And the amount of things, the amount of people I've seen, right, who email in, because we check emails from time to time, and I'd only check them if it's relation to kind of like books we're selling online and stuff like that. The amount of people who email in saying, you need to remove this book off all your shelves because it was written by someone who has, you know, a background in you know, this, or that person went to jail, remove that book from your, it's like, huh? And I'm just like, delete. But I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would you take something off a shelf because you don't like the person who wrote it? Seriously? And one of my mates was saying, actually I work with, was saying, the reason why a lot of people are getting involved in this cancel culture now, A, because there's nothing better to do, and B, because back in the day, they could write a letter to a news agent or something like that, and you just chuck the letter out, whereas now you've got bloody flipping Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. It's harder to get around it. It's harder to get around it. So that is what that is. But in terms of Billy Joe, I like watching Billy Joe. And I'll big Billy Joe up whenever I need to big him up. But as it happens, he's just been, the way he's been going lately, I just haven't been able to big him up in anything he's been doing, just the way he's been carrying on, you know, with his career. So that's why the videos I've been doing, they haven't been, you know, exactly, I've not been praising him, if that's what you mean. But in terms of me not liking him, I like Billy Joe. I don't mind watching him. I'll always watch him. And, you know, I don't have anything against the guy. I think he's an all right guy, to be honest with you. He just doesn't think sometimes. That's something that me and him have in common, because if you've seen me in real life, I'm getting better at it now, but believe you me, I will do things and I will just not think. And it's only then I'll look at it and be like, you really shouldn't have done that. Or what I'll do is I'll just jump ahead. I'll like flip and run where I should be walking. And like I've done that before as well. And that has been come back to bite us. I was only talking about Dan. Big up to Dan. Big up. I only noticed it there. Like I've been on for like 40 minutes and I was like, hang on a sec. I hadn't seen no comment from Dan yet. He's normally always in these live streams. Shout out to you. What's up with you, man? Big up every time, bro. Big up every time to Big Dan. I like the little trailer you put out the other day for the Garcia Campbell fight. Looking forward to that. G-Man, do you know of any of Brooks' antics outside the ring? I've heard some stories, not sure how true nonetheless. Yeah, I have. I have actually. The reason he was out of I'm not going to tell you, by the way. Before I was going to say, I'm not actually going to say what I was told, but I was told by someone who was very much up there in the boxing world. When I say boxing world, but someone who's very much up there with regards info that comes out, right? That there was a reason why Kell Brook was out of the ring a year, and it may or may, well, I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'd say if Kell Brook loses this fight, we'll probably hear about it then. In terms of some of the other antics that I'm thinking you're referring to, the WhatsApp call, which I did hear, that was messed up. It explains why Kell Brook was in a car accident. Well, that was an accident, to be fair, because it wasn't technically the driver's fault. It explains why Kell Brook was in an accident. It explains why he was stabbed when he was in Tenerife, and it also explains it. Look, I will get in absolute shit if I talk about it on YouTube. Maybe because I have my podcast coming out next month as well, because it's November's podcast. Maybe I'll talk about it in that, what I've been told, because I know Patreon, you're okay to say things. But that WhatsApp call, and by the way, that WhatsApp call, they were referencing Johnny Nelson. They were referencing plenty of people. He was in the know, and he was from Sheffield as well, the guy who recorded that. I'm sure that a lot of these things will come out when Kell Brook retires. And then obviously we'll be able to talk about it a bit more. But yeah, the WhatsApp call was fucked up. Now, I heard that WhatsApp call January 2019. Oh yeah, and it also explains, they are also talking about how he made weight for Kell or Errol Spence. And I'm pretty sure I can talk about this because it's not that controversial. But the guy was he said it in the WhatsApp call, but he's alleging that Kell Brook, days, like literally a week before the Errol Spence fight, basically said F it to the whole making weight and just went to a coffee shop and ate like fish and chips or something like that. So it made the weight cut even harder. Well, that's the kind of bit that you can get away with talking about. But the rest of it, ain't no way I'm talking about that here. But yeah, it's pretty messed up. The stuff they were saying he was doing, it does explain a lot. But yeah, it's pretty messed up. Yeah, pretty messed up. What's my thoughts on Garcia Campbell? My thoughts on that fight are controversial. Although Ryan Garcia has not been in there with anyone the level of Luke Campbell, I think he's going to stop Luke Campbell. Seriously, I think Ryan Garcia is going to stop Luke Campbell late. I think there's something. He makes a lot of mistakes. He bores in with his chin in the air. But I think there's something special with Ryan Garcia. I think this will be his coming out party against Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell, the nearly man. I think that Ryan Garcia is going to stop Luke Campbell. Gman, you spent the whole day doing predictions. The next 3 hours is going to be lit. Man, you going live straight after this? If you were going live, and you're doing a panel, I might even hop on. You know, I don't go on the panel often, but if you were doing a live, Mark, I might even hop on. I'm looking forward to just I've got my predictions in for this week. And obviously I came first in the league last week. Probably the luckiest guy to win that week, because probably the most undeserving winner of that prediction league in a week, because I really there was some fights I really didn't know and I just guessed. I literally just guessed. So when I say I was lucky to win that, I was definitely lucky to win. I'm probably the most undeserving winner in the league's history, but I was happy. I got 50 quid. So I was happy. It was successful for me. I got 50 quid out of it. I seen a comment there about Tyson Fury. You ain't going live tonight? You're going live tomorrow, aren't you? You and D are covering the fight tomorrow. I remember D was saying that. So if you're doing that, I'll definitely hop on. I won't go on the panel or anything like that, but I'll definitely hop on, have a listen to you and D commentate on that fight. So that's definitely going to happen. Nah, G-Man, you want Campbell to win. Big bucks. Campbell may very well do it, but I just genuinely think that Garcia has something special there. Have you heard Tyson? What? Oh man, I've heard of Simon Keane, all right, but I'm gonna have to box rec him. I have heard of him. The name does ring a bell, but I'm gonna have to box rec him just to see who he's fought. I definitely have heard of him. And 13 really, all right. No, that was his amateur record. 19-1 still. He's one loss. Who was his loss to? Dylan Carmen. Oh my God. Who was he fought? Sergey Lahovich, really? Daniel Martz. Oh, he reavenged that loss to Dylan Carmen. Who else has he lost to? Alex Santos, Mike Shepard, Randy Johnson. These are journeyman names I'd recognize. Who else? Jesus, people. He literally beat nobody. He's only went the distance once. Who did he go the distance with? Avery Gibson. And he's only been stopped once, fair enough. Damn. And if that happens, I will go in on Tyson Fury. Because what happened to right. That explains that. Yeah, that fake Benson account, that's a pain in the arse. I swear to God. No, they couldn't have done that. They would never have got away with putting that on. Fury should fight Hatman. He's a bigger name. He is a bigger name. But I don't think Hatman would take that fight. I don't know if I'd want to see Hatman get beaten by Fury. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying that. You know, definitely not. Jesus, 48 in the chat. Happy people. We got 48 in the chat. I think we've only got like 28 likes. Smash the like button if you haven't already. We got a good little crew going on now. The stream was slow to get started, but you see, you persevere. You don't call it quits. It was slow to get started, but now we've got the regulars in. We've got guys like Dan, Mark, big boys, all this. And so what's that say? Don't play yourself like that. You're a top fella in real life. Yeah, you follow. Yeah, well, I know I'm a top fella. People don't need to tell me that. I know that. I know, but I do. I cock up sometimes. I know that. I do cock up. I cock up sometimes. AJ versus Fury, or Pulev, and Sons versus Murray were shit fights years ago and worse now. Yep. They were. They were shit fights years ago, and now they ain't much better. They really, they were shit fights years ago. They're not great fights now. We're in a time, at the end of the day, do you know what, right? We went from March until June, start of July, with no boxing. When you go through that, you kind of stop really getting angry about, you still get angry, but you do appreciate the fights a lot more. You do. You really do. You're a bit late just having a wash, and that trailer was just a quick thing you posted. I was auditioning to be someone's editing. All right, man. Well, Dan, you're a better editor than I am, because you've seen, like, some of my editing is just is as basic as you'd like. Like, you've seen some of my editing, so man, you don't know any of these rumors, anything juicy. They're literally, if you're about Kell Brook, that's really all I've heard about him. And I've been told that by several people, the stories about Kell Brook, even before I heard the WhatsApp call. And it was only this year when I found out about the other story, the one that kept him out of the ring for a year. That's not as, I suppose in some sense it is, but it's not as oh my God as the WhatsApp call in terms of why he was out of the ring a year. It's not as OMG. If you heard what was said in the WhatsApp call, and I remember my best mate, right? Me and him went for food one Saturday, and he was like, he's a big boxing fan as well. He wouldn't be as big as me, but he'd be a massive boxing fan. You've seen him in a few of the videos when I used to do audios. I used to have him, the guy chopping trees and shadow boxing. I remember playing him that WhatsApp recording, and he liked Kell Brook. And I mean, his face just dropped when he heard what was being said in it. He was just like, what the fuck? And ever since then, whenever I mention Kell Brook, he's always like, oh, not after that WhatsApp call. Don't mention him. Selby versus Camboso prediction. Camboso on points. Don't rate Lee Selby. Not really a featherweight, and at lightweight, he is not made for that weight. So I think if Camboso is, you don't have to be good. You just have to be amazing. But I think he'll beat Lee Selby. And the winner has to fight Teofimo Lopez and get absolutely starched. Absolutely starched. Tank made weight miracle. You know, D's been bigging up Tank a lot lately, saying that no, Tank will make weight easy. And I was like, I listened to a few of D's live streams, and I was like, right, I respect that, but I've seen this guy miss weight several times, and it just has me worried that it's going to happen again. But D was adamant, And he was right. I mean, he done very well. He looked fine on the scales, no issues, not having to come back and do it again. He looked fine. Excuse me. 51 in the chat. Jesus, do you know what's weird, right? About 2 months ago, when I used to do live streams, if I had like 20 people in the chat, I'd be like, shit, this is a good live stream. Now I'm getting like into the 50s. It's like you keep live streaming, you get there. Fury can fight anyone and fans will be happy he is immune to. It depends though. Like, I mean, it depends. I mean, like if they did, say for argument's sake, they announced Fury versus Lucas Brown, I would be going in on Tyson Fury and I would be tearing him to bits in a video. And I like Tyson Fury. I was going to see, he was meant to come to Ireland. When was it? When was he going to come? 2019. And I paid for the VIP experience to go and meet him in person. It just so happened that a rival family weren't too happy, so they stopped it, the whole thing. Yes, they stopped the whole thing, so we all got our money back. But I will criticize him when need be. At least you're honest, G. I know loads of fighters in the prediction league. Yeah, if you're taught, yeah. And I think Champ Ross, I seen his comment pop up in the feed there as well. As I said earlier, I'm probably the most undeserving, shout out to Champ Ross, by the way, I'm probably the most undeserving winner, or undeserving guy to top that league since you started last week. Seriously. Probably the most undeserving winner. It is funny because there was a good few fights on that card that I really didn't know, and I just guessed. So when I got that email last Sunday to say you topped the group, I was like, sure, I was like, he mustn't mean me. And then I was like, wow, he did mean me. I was like, right, fuck it, I'll take the 50 quid, thank you. You had to mute the fake account because people, yeah, that fake Benson account was BS. I have his main account bookmarked. I have it bookmarked on my phone, so if I want to check Twitter, it goes straight onto his account, so I know it's going to be like legit him when it's there. Yes, Jeff, get these likes up. Yes, get these likes up. Any good sparring stories or any good stories or rumors you've heard, Gman, that you can talk about on this? Love hearing them. Not really. Like, I mean, the only real pro gym I was around in Ireland, which I don't go to anymore, it was all Irish fighters, and very few of them really were at days. Like, I mean, one of the stories, but it's not really a story, I think most people know this, was when like Gary Spike O'Sullivan fought Lemieux. He was saying that they had Lemieux on a drip or something like that. That's nothing major. Just to rehydrate. Other than that, I haven't really heard many like big rumors or anything like that. You know, in terms of like why Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather fell out 2 years ago, I heard about that. I heard the rumor about that. And I don't think I can talk about that though, because I could get in trouble for that as well. So I heard about that, but other than that, that's not really anything else I've heard in terms of rumors or anything like that. All this boxing talk, and it's only cost. Take your time to support the channel, man. Yes, all this boxing talk, and it's only cost, man. Yes, take time to support the channel. Smash the like, all that good stuff, man. I'm happy every single time. Every time. I just love seeing it grow. Like, that's payment enough for me when I see the channel grow. It's like, what the fuck? A guy sitting on his couch in Dublin and he's got like fucking a couple of hundred people watching him at any given time. It's like, what? That's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, that's actually, Nick, that is a great point. Pulev versus AJ is a mandatory. I'm taking a chance, peeps. I'm taking the chance. I'm bringing it in. I'm bringing the camera in. I'm just always worried if the camera doesn't fuck up, but I'm taking the chance. I'm taking the chance. Yeah, AJ Pulev is a mandatory, so AJ has to get that fight out of the way, and I have the good jacket on again. Boohoo.com, for anyone wondering. That's where I got all my ripped jeans from. Boohoo.com, do great ripped jeans. And if a jean's not ripped, it's not going on me. No, if a jean ain't ripped, it ain't going on me. That's why I'm called the king of ripped jeans, peeps. But yeah. I'm surprised that Murray is getting a voluntary, to be honest with you, because I'm amazed that he's even in. Like, he fought two guys on MTK shows. One was an 8-rounder, one was a 10-rounder, I think. Yeah, I mean, how is he even in the top? Whatever. I don't know. Do you feel that Roy may KO Tyson? No, no. I don't think he'll KO Tyson. I'm going back and forth on who I think will win that fight. I think that Roy Jones should win that fight. Realistically, he should win the fight. But Roy is so chinny at this stage, and he's been knocked out badly so many times that if Mike Tyson lands anything hard, Roy Jones is going to sleep. So, but I would imagine that Roy Jones will be fine after 3 rounds. 3-4 rounds, you'd imagine Tyson slow down, and then he should be fine. If he can get around the first 3 and not get caught with anything, and I'm talking about even a jab. If Mike Tyson lands a really hard jab on Roy Jones, it's over. Seriously. And Roy Jones and Mike Tyson's not looked good at all. Like, I don't think he's looked good at all in some of them clips of him training. That's just my opinion. Could be like, some people could disagree, but I don't think that Mike Tyson's looked good at all. I don't think he's looked good at all. Smash the like button and support for the hard work. Yeah, man. Shout out every time, man. Shout out. And Boxing Sauce. I missed your comment earlier, bro. Sorry about that. But yeah, hope you're well. Just tuned in. Man, I'm always good. These days, I'm always good. All right. Everything that's going on is shit. Like, I can't go to the gym. I can't go on nights out. I had my hair cut today, though. I met a few of the lads. Met Gramo. Owen Callum's in the chat. He'd know what I'm talking about. Met Gramo, Malone, and he brought his little brother out. So we were up. We got the hairs cut, and that's it. That's it. That's literally it. But everything else going on is shit. What can you do? What can you do? I've just learned to kind of I don't even bother anymore. It's just let it fly over my head. No, sort of. It's just like, fuck. If that's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. It only annoys me when like people I care about are getting affected by it, and they still are. You know, it is what it is. Unpopular opinion: I wouldn't complain if Usyk fought AJ over Fury. I wouldn't complain either. Personally, they're not going to do it. They're not going to put that fight on next. I don't know. I'm still seriously thinking. That Usyk, if he fought AJ, would win. Seriously. Where can one hear this WhatsApp call? Okay, well, I had it sent directly to me. Okay, and I wasn't even doing YouTube that long when I had it sent to me, which obviously shows it was weird. But if you go on Hatman's Patreon, I know you have to pay for it, but if you go on Hatman's Patreon and you go back to like January 2019, it'll be there. It'll be there. Give me a sec. I just want to check a text here real quick. Oh, man. I just seen a Snapchat someone sent out, and I want to say a shout out. Someone's after leaving a link to this live stream on their Twitter page. So I want to big that person up. Big him up now in a sec, because I seen that Snapchat go through there. I just haven't had a chance to look at it. I've got comments coming in every 2 seconds. So I have to try and give everyone, I have to try and read them. Try and read my comments, read these comments. Agree, it's serious. VADA tested everywhere. Yeah. Dominic Ingle. He don't like VADA. I don't think he does anyway. You got Usyk on points, dude? Yeah, I got Usyk on points. Thinking a sneaky 5 on Chisora. Ooh. It's 100-1. Jesus, that's man. Oh, that's not. I'm not be worth it, man. What do you reckon? Yeah, I reckon you have a 5 to spare. Right, someone threw. It was Tony, actually. Big up to him. I'll get one of your comments up there. Big up to him. He threw me a 5 earlier in the chat, and I might even use that and go, and not that one specifically, but I would even use that, and I'd actually go for that. I might actually go for that, because that's not a bad shout for 100-1. Man, it's not a bad show. Yeah, look at your Snapchat. Best channel on YouTube. There you go. There you go, man. Oh, look. Oh, lads. Look who just turned up. Your daily reminder, I just want to be left alone. Whenever this guy comes in the chat, I fucking love it. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. It's like there are so many good parody channels out there as well. That's the funniest thing. Has anyone ever seen the Johnny Nelson parody account on Twitter? It is and literally every tweet is like a pro Matchroom tweet, and you can just picture Johnny Nelson doing that, like literally just saying whatever that parody account was saying. I think it's called like Company Nelson or something like that. It's funny as fuck. What's my favorite punch? Left hook. Left hook to the head every single time. I love left hooks. And if you ever saw me on the bag, I'd throw loads of left hooks. I really love throwing left hooks. What amateurs are you looking forward to turning over? I have to be frank, I don't look at that many amateur fighters, to be honest with you. There are a few that I've kind of been keeping my eye on. The Australian guy who I was looking at, he's going back to the amateurs, and I think as I just seen, I forget the guy's name. The guy's done a review. I seen his fight, but I didn't cover it. He's gonna do well in the Olympics, and yeah, he's gonna do well. He's gonna do well after he finishes the Olympics. Yes, that's the guy's name. Justice Huey. I'm saying it wrong. Apologies. But oh yeah, man, he's gonna do well. He's gonna do very, very well. Best left hook. My favorite left hook of all time is Bob Foster. So many left hooks I'm thinking of. One left hook I love Jack Dempsey. Just look at some of the hooks Jack Dempsey threw. I know the footage is not great because it's from the 20s, but I love Jack Dempsey. I always love Jack Dempsey. He's one of the first early fighters that I ever really saw. At least a clue about Brooks' antics, Gman. Well, apparently the stabbing in Tenerife or Fuerteventura was to do with something to do with money. Something to do with money. So make it out what you will, okay? Make it out what you will. You know? Make it out what you will. Dempsey is a beast. I don't care what anyone says the guy was a beast. Yeah, he was. He was a beast. Jack Dempsey. Some man. In 2020, if 2020 was a chin, it would be a lyric. I think it's a write-off. Fucking write-off. But to be fair, right? I just gotta sound weird, right? But if things outside YouTube, right, work out like I want them to, they will literally have only worked out because of the lockdown. That is literally, genuinely, that is literally how it would have worked out. Don't give it away, G-Man, make them pay for it. I didn't give it away. I didn't say anything, you know? Scratch. I didn't say anything. I do have a bit of a, like, I don't know. I hope it's not anything. It's not. It's only like a bit of like sniffles or something like that. Something to do with money. Something to do with money. And then he's like the crying. Yeah, not a bother. I'd like to think people. I'd like to think something like that. The Nelson parody is great. Makes it funnier when people think it's real. Yeah, some people do genuinely think it's him, and it's amazing, isn't it? That some people do think of it like that. And as I said to Tony, no, I won't give it away. I won't give any more away. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave the Kell book situation. I'm surprised no one else has heard about that though, because that was, I heard a lot of people talk about that last year. I heard a lot of people talk about that last year. And the people, yeah, they loving that. They loving that. You want to hear that WhatsApp call? You do not, trust me. You do not want to hear it. You do not want to hear it. Simple as just go on to Hatman's Patreon, pay the £3, and then go to January 2019. January 2019. You'll have it there. It's still there. And yeah, you heard that call on Hatman, exactly. Well, I had it sent to me as well. But I heard it there as well. Kell loves everything but boxing. Yeah, he does. He does everything but boxing. And that's where boxing, that's what Kell Brook, right, drives me insane, because when I used to watch him, especially 2014, 2015, I was like, this guy is one of the best welterweights around. He could seriously beat, or at least give everyone at welterweight a really big problem. And just no discipline, you know, poor managerial choices, poor fight choices. you know, people blame Eddie Hearn for it, but you got to point the finger at Kell Brook as well. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, there's no smoke without fire. You know, he made the decisions. So that's like, right. And I have a go with Dave Allen about it, but it's the same kind of thing. Like, you say to yourself that if you want these big fights, you want this, you want that, just keep it in your mind, stay ready, stay active, and just keep it going. Whereas Kell Brook would have a fight, and then he'd just be about 3, 4, 5 stone heavy. Well, not 5 stone, geez, that's a way out there, but be about 2 stone heavier in a couple of weeks. And it's just like, nah, man, you can't be doing that, man. How are you going to have a long career if you're going to do that? The Matthew Macklin, Carl Frost, Johnny Nelson parody accounts on Twitter are brilliant. They are, man. They absolutely are. They are my favorite, man. They are my favorite accounts. I just love seeing them. I don't even go looking for them. I just look at a comment section. The first comment, because it has about 30 likes or something like that. It's just all there. I'm just like, that is funny as shit. It's just so funny when I see some of them. It's just so fucking funny. To me, Eddie Hearn fed him to GGG. That was food for money. Yeah. Is it? No comment. No comment. No comment on that. Both Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook, by the way, I should say, both Eddie Hearn, as you say by that comment, both Eddie Hearn and Kell Brook agreed to that fight. Okay? We'll just make sure we know about that. Both Kell Brook and Eddie Hearn agreed to that fight. So you have to point the finger at Kell Brook as well on that. Because both him and Eddie Hearn, and I mean that, both him and Eddie Hearn were on to that fight. Kell Brook was, and he was calling out GG before, it has to be said. I remember when he fought, was it Bizier on Easter in 2016? He was named Triple G after that fight. So there you go. Kell Brook doesn't live the life, but wants to. Kell Brook doesn't live the life, but wants to live life. Yes, that's the best way to describe it. He wants to have a life. He wants to live that fun life, which you can live after you retire, but you really can't do it during your career. There was many times where he was arguing number 3 whether behind Mayweather Pacquiao. Yeah, I've seen people saying, and these weren't casuals, saying that they think that Brook could beat Mayweather. He would have given him a tough fight, but I think Mayweather would have won. But it would have been a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. Brook wanted GGG because he couldn't go down to that. Yeah. Oh, yes, Dan. I seen that as well. I'm fucking pissed. That undercard was going to be great. If they had that Anthony Yarde and Tyson Fury versus Takam on it, that would have been a hell of an undercard. Yeah, I'm pissed off that fight's not happening. I think Dogbay would have won the fight. I would have picked Dogbay to win the fight. I think Dogbay would have. I think he would have absolutely battered Conlon. That's just what I think. I think Dogbay would have won. When I seen that, an ankle injury, that could be bad, man. That could take some healing. Keep him out of the ring for a while. Not that that's a bad thing. Conlon is a bore. He is boring as hell, that lad. Okay, do you reckon who do you all reckon is the most overrated prospect currently? Honestly, I'd even go as far as Michael Conlon. Seriously, I could maybe put him down. Overrated. Josh Kelly, I think, is overrated quite badly, but more so by Sky. I would say Conlon probably, personally, just from what I've seen from him. Just check the text there. I would have said Conlon probably. Conlon or Josh Kelly. Conlon or Josh Kelly. Definitely one or the other. I'm just trying to go on charge. There we go. Someone said that, yeah, I agree. You think you'd have had Dogbay? Yeah. I think that as well. I think he would have stopped Michael Conlon. Conor Ben, a Jag. But you see, these guys are admitting by their own admission they're not ready. Well, maybe not Conor Ben, but a Jagba definitely. He's admitted he's miles off a world title shot. So I don't look at a Jagba. I don't look at a Jagba as an overrated prospect. Maybe some of his fans do. You think Dubois? We'll have to wait and see. I've never seen anything massively special in him, but I do think he's quite a good fighter. So I'm holding out judgment on Dubois. I think he could be still useful. I'm picking him to beat Joe Joyce, by the way. I haven't done the prediction video. They're going to come. Probably going to do Brook next week and then Dubois, Joyce the week after, just so they're not all coming out together. But we will. Broken nose. We'll find out on November 28th what Dubois is made of. I suspect he'll win the fight on points. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong about that, but that's just my opinion on that. I think that Daniel Dubois should win the fight on points. 52, man. We've been in the 50s for a while, man. Again, I'm just going to ask, if you haven't already, smash that like button. I can't get over as well, by the way, lads. Going a bit off topic, I know, but I can't get over the way the likes and dislikes have been lately. I mean, Jesus, before, I would get, maybe one dislike and then say, maybe 20, 25 likes. Now it's Jesus, I upload a video and it's in the 80s, 90s, the high 60s, and no dislikes or anything. I'm just what the fuck? Where'd all this come from? It's been crazy lately. It's been crazy what's going on. Will you be streaming commentary of tomorrow's fight? Maybe. I might actually. Do you know that? Because I don't normally do that. I know Mark and D are doing it. Big up to D every time. Speaker Mind Sports and Mark Unrival. I know him and D are meant to be doing it. So maybe I'll just lock in with them and have a listen. I might. Well, see, I'm only planning on covering one fight, so theoretically, I could actually do it. There's no way. There's no real way of smash the like button in or on the way out, man. Big up Nick every time. I appreciate that. And again, sorry, reading. Smash the support. Smash the like button. Yes, lads. Great. I got some great subscribers. I really do. And Mark said it there himself. He is commentating tomorrow. I'm probably not. I don't know. I very seldom commentate on the fights, to be honest with you. We'll see. I might just lock in with Mark and D if they're commentating tomorrow and just listen to them commentate and just watch it, on my phone or something like that. That's probably what I'm going to do tomorrow. Just go, probably listen to Mark and D commentate, and I might do a live stream after, about it or something like that, and just say what my thoughts are. But in terms of commentating on it, I'll probably not. Daniel Dubois is on the eye, but no good. What a sight. Favor him to get past Joyce. Yeah, I think he's going to get past Joyce, definitely. That's great that your channel is growing. Will be related to boxing being back. People being stuck in their homes more. Yeah, oh man. When boxing was gone, fuck. It was bad. It was bad. How bad things dropped. I'll put it like this, right? October, I've gained something like 180 subscribers. Last month, I gained 200 and something. In the month of May, I gained 20. In the month of May. And in the last, basically, month and a half, 2 months, nearly 400 subscribers. And in 1 month, I gained 20. So that shows you how bad things were during the lockdown for all of us boxing YouTubers for our growth. And I wasn't the only one who felt it either. But damn, if Spence is the same and lived the life, you think he'd be great? Oh, God, yeah. Oh, Jesus, God, yeah. If he is anywhere near the same and he is staying in trim, staying in shape, we've got a problem on our hands. We don't have a problem, but guys in the welterweight and division do. That is serious. Tanker Garcia. I'll come back to you on that one. If you put a gun to my head, I would say Garcia. If you put a gun to my head, I'd say Garcia. You gained 400 subs in 6 weeks before boxing return. Before boxing returns, you gained, yeah, man, it was tough. It was tough for all of us. I think I gained, yeah, I think it'd be about the same. I think I gained about 100 subs in about that space of time. 100 subs in about 4 months. And I hit 2K first week in August. So first week in August, and we're nearly in November. And I have currently, I think, 2,746 subs. So a lot. And that's from August to now. So why do you think so highly of Garcia? Well, I think Garcia, I look at just his talent, I look at the athleticism, I look at his hand speed, I look at his punching power. Yeah, he makes a lot of mistakes, makes a lot of flaws, but I just see something special in him with like his talent. In terms of him outside the ring, he's a diva. He's a little diva. But that's not gonna change my opinion on him as a fighter, if you know what I mean. So that's the way I've been going at it with Tank. Oh wow, yeah, I know. Losing mine without boxing. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what was going on without boxing. It was not fun. And yeah, all our channels took a hit. Well, everyone's channel took a hit. I mean, you ask any boxing YouTuber, even some of the bigger guys, you know, bigger than me, bigger than Mark, you ask any of them, a lot of their channels took a hit. A lot of our channels did. Really, like it was not fun. And that was it was tough because like I hate going more than 3 days without uploading a video. There was times where I went like 4 days without uploading a video because I just couldn't. There was just nothing to talk about. And you didn't want to recycle like Twitter beefs and you know what's going on with this fighter, and you couldn't really say what's going on with this fighter because no one was fighting. So it was really, 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 really hard. And then obviously once boxing came back, and I think now as well because people are cooped up a bit more, boxing's going on. We've got the boxing YouTubers, you know, talking a lot more that we're getting back to where we need to be. Because it was tough, lads. It was tough. Heard you first on Box Talk with Ade. Big up to Ade every time. Yeah, he had me on Talk Sport there on Monday it was Monday. So who knows? I'm working in the office this Monday, so I'm gonna have to bring my headphones in case I'm in on Talk Sport again. So I'll be doing that because I work every Monday in the office now. So when I'm in there, I'll be bringing my headphones just in case I have to do a Talk Sport call again. I think I do Monday and Wednesday in the office now, which is great. I know actually I might prefer it. It's better than the other days. 720 subs in 2 months. That's fucking nice. Quality rise to the top of the cream. There you go, man. That's a big up. Shout out. Big up every time. Do you know how long it took me to get 100? It took me nearly 6 months just to get 100 subs. And then once I hit 100, it just snowballed. You're actually pissed that they've lost Conor versus Dobby. They need a good fight. Man, I'm pissed, Dan. I was looking forward to that. I really was looking forward. I thought it was going to be a great fight. And I was like thinking, right, Conlon is a born fighter, but Dogbay is not. And Dogbay I thought Dogbay would win. I think Dogbay would win the fight. That's what I thought. But maybe we'll get it next year. Who knows? Big Dan, big up every time. I put me on to you as well. I also heard him shout you out the other day about Talk Sport. Yeah, man, that was crazy, man. That's crazy. That was crazy. Jesus, we got 60 in the chat now. Jesus, man. 60 in the chat and like what 30 something likes. Smash the likes, peep. Smash the likes. Never had plus 50. It took you 8 weeks to go from 950 to 1K. That was the hardest. No, man. Jesus. I remember this clearly. When I hit 900, I was not that long. Or was I? Maybe I was. But I remember from 800 to 900 being a pain in the arse. That was a pain. That took ages. But from 900 to 1,000, I don't think it was as bad. And then obviously, once I hit 1,000, once me and you both hit 1,000, well, we've just not stopped from there. You know, I'm on course to hit 3K before Christmas, which is the goal. You know, 3K before Christmas would be nice. I want to do it. I reckon I could get there. I only need another basically 250, so it's not that bad. Considering I've done like 700 in the space of 4 months, I can do 250 in a month or in 2 months. Shouldn't be too bad. It makes sense how yeah, but I always thought Don King was more cushy with the WBC. You know, I always thought he was more comfy with the WBC. You're nowhere near my good. Yeah, nowhere, man. Think of it like this, right? Though, right? My main goal is not on YouTube. You know what it is. I ain't close to that, right? But that doesn't mean I'm not going to get there. You know, doesn't mean I'm not going to get there. We're going to get there. Get there. Just these things take time, man. It's better to like just go at it at a decent pace than to go running before you can swim. The tortoise in the hare. That's the way I look at things now. Because I used to look at people and be like, shit, I wish I was like them. And now it's like, I'm glad I'm not. And I'm actually doing better now. So I'm like, fuck it. Never mind. That's the tortoise in the hare. There you go. It's the tortoise in the hare. Yeah, loving the sub chat. I love doing this. I absolutely love doing these live streams. If I could do these every day, if it was like an option to do these every day, I would. Because I flipping love them. Do you know what? Wait there 2 secs. You think you were Mark's 200 and... Wow. Jesus, man. Yeah, I'm on Sporting Icons. Mark asked the question there, and I'm going to answer that. Yeah, we do a 20-minute panel. I have some advice for new YouTubers trying to grow. We will do it. We will do it. I'm probably going to call this quits in a little bit as well. And before I pop the link in, and the link's open for anyone else as well. Do you think Ade now having a big platform will affect him being critical? No, I don't think it will. No, I don't think it will at all. I think he should be fine. I think you should be fine. Peeps, I want to grab a headset because I don't have a headset to talk to Mark on. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, you can tell I wasn't planning on having anyone on tonight. So, links there. Anyone wants it? I'm going to pop something else in the chat as well, just because. Right there. That in. So, yeah, no, but regards Ade, I think Ade is fine. I think Ade's is fine. You think Ade's trying to be brilliant if he edited it? Yeah, he rambles a lot for 5 minutes. No, I don't mind the rambling. I like the rambling. I don't mind the rambling at all. Just said I get that in there as well while I'm here. I don't mind the ramblings at all. Don't mind them at all. Happy to listen to it. I ramble a lot sometimes as well. But still watch every video. He does excellent sports presentry. Yeah. This guy, Ade, what's the name of the channel? Jesus. All right, I'm going to shout him out. Box Talk with Ade. Box Talk with Ade. I've been on his channel a few times. So I'll be the one to shout him out because he's always shouting me out. So I'll get back to him. Yo, what's up, bro?
What's happening, lad? How you doing? Big up to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. It doesn't cost you a thing. It goes a long way and it helps promote the growth and visibility of Gman's channel. And let's be honest, guys, you know this is a great channel. So please do hit the like because it puts them into the algorithm and it really does help them grow more than anything. So whenever you come in on a video, hit the like button and support them because that's the best way you can.
There you go. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate that a lot. How are you?
I'm in great spirits, actually. I'm in great spirits, feeling really well. Had a really, really, really good session out there on free weights in the park. I got a lot of my weights, put them into the boot in the car. I brought the bench, I set it up in the park, man, because there's no gyms open. So I made use of the damn park. It was freezing cold. My hands are all cut up, but it felt great.
Man, that is the one thing I'm missing more than anything is the gym.
Yeah.
Man, I'm counting down the minutes. I fucking need to go to the gym. Like, I don't even count. You ever hear these guys who are like, I go gym 4 days a week? Motherfucker, I don't even count the days. I just keep going until I get tired. I could be going for 10 days straight, 11 days straight.
Look, I believe in rest, right? So I don't have like set days. I normally have a process where I normally do go for like 5 days of a week max because I do need 2 days off because of the weights I lift. But for the most part, it's just 5 days. But if my body needs to recover, I'll take that day off. People will be like, nah, you got to push. Nah. You got to let your body recover. You don't want to risk injury. So,
yeah. I've just been lucky. I've never had an injury, ever.
Well, I tore my bicep, so that's why I do that, so I know better.
All right. Well, you lift the hell of a lot heavier than me, though, as we talked about before. Because
yeah,
you're more likely.
And you're fitter than I am. You're way fitter than I am. You can run longer than I can, man. way longer than I can.
That's all I've been doing lately.
There you
It's
go.
just running. In the dark,
So.
no high vis come at me.
Yeah.
No.
Fair enough.
No high vis come at me.
Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to give a piece of advice to anybody who has a channel or is trying to grow or whatever, right? So, I'm not somebody who specifically tries to grow, but I know all of the algorithm and everything, right? So, first thing what you need to do is always look at Google metrics, okay? So, what is Googled? And create a trend, right? This is what's up, Pigeon. So,
all right, man. How are you, bro? These are the tea cake girls, bro. Tea cake girls. Don't miss the fight. Don't miss the fight, man. It's gonna be lit. Tank against Santa Cruz. It's gonna be a good fight, bro. Excellent.
I didn't know who that was when I saw the name come up. I
Big
thought it was
Dan.
someone trolling.
Shit, bro.
Shout out, Dan. What's up?
What's up, man? You alright?
It's all good. So what's our thoughts? What's our thoughts on the fights this weekend? I'm talking about the three main ones: Usyk, Chisora, Maloney, Inoue, and Tank versus Leo.
Yeah, they're good fights. I think all the favourites are gonna win though. I don't think there's gonna be any upsets this week.
Come on, man. What do you want to know? What do you want a prediction off me? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, a prediction.
Yeah, man. So, do you want me to do the breakdown from today from Rashidi Ellis, or do you want me to do the full breakdown with Selby and all them idiots?
Just give me the Selby one.
Selby, I think he'll win that unanimous decision. I think Cambioso. I watched the press conference. I thought it was a bit up his own ass, to be honest, bro. To be honest with you,
He's always
he was trying to get in the camera about 1 million times. So I personally think he's going to lose that. Usyk against Chisora. I'm going to go Usyk. Unanimous decision in that fight. So I think he'll win it over the rounds. He won't knock him out. The big fight that I'm interested in is not what you would think. It's the Inoue fight against Jason Maloney, which I think is going to be more interesting than what people are sort of letting on. You got to remember, Maloney, most of them wins have been by KO. So in terms of, I've been watching all his fights today, and I've been watching the newest fights. I think there can be an upset in this fight because it's a sort of unification bout as well. So I've been doing a bit of research over the last 3 or 4 weeks, so I haven't been that lazy. So I personally think Inoue is going to be in for a fight. He could lose that fight. He's knocked 18 of the 21 people out.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, maybe so. I'm going to go for the upset in that. Davis Santa Cruz. I'm gonna go Tank Davis for unanimous decision on that. Regis Prograis as well. That's also a massive fight which people are overlooking. I'm gonna go Regis for a unanimous decision on that as well. And I'm really fucking pissed off, bro, about this Dave Allen Christopher Lovejoy fight because I just think it's the biggest load of bullshit that I've ever actually had to listen to. You know what I mean? This guy is on the back of guys who are 36-2 or fucking 12-1. It's the biggest joke in boxing, to be honest. And Dave Allen, he's had 11 or 12 pay-per-views now. And I just think the guy's a multi-millionaire over the back of conning people. Who wants to watch that?
And he says he never gets opportunities.
Well, yeah. I'm more interested in the Diego Magdaleno fight against Isaac Cruz than I'm being deadly serious than I am against watching Dave Allen, to be honest with you.
Lads, what went on in your head when you looked at Lovejoy and Allen getting the fight pulled? You like me? I was looking forward to it. I just wanted to see it from an entertainment point of view.
Listen, I don't think you understand how surprised I was when I heard that fucking Don King was involved. Like he's been gone for a good 20 years. So yeah, I wanted to see what this guy was about, this Lovejoy, but looks like we're not gonna see it.
It's just a bit of a con man, basically. He's just coming off the back of like 15 or 16 wins that a complete absolute fucking tosh, mate. He's been fighting bullshit. So
Do you know he fought a former featherweight?
say again.
He fought someone who used to be a featherweight.
Yeah.
Really? Oh my god. Oh man, that's just.
Hell, y'all doing? What's up, guys?
All right, man. How are you? How are you
What's up,
doing?
man?
Doing good. I'm about to eat some food.
Nice.
Yeah. I just stumbled upon you guys. If you guys don't know me, I'm a moderator at DT3 The Boon Man. I'm a moderator at Blue Blood Sports TV. And I interview fighters on my YouTube channel.
Fair play, man. Nice one, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, man.
To the people, yep.
Yeah, sorry. So what are your thoughts on the fight this weekend in terms of your predictions? Have you got any predictions for the fight?
Tank inside the distance. Usyk by unanimous decision.
Well, see, I was going to do that. I was going to go Usyk by UD instead of a KO. So, yeah, that's fair enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think Chisora will get to him then? He won't cut him off on the inside or block him off on the sides and that?
Chisora's more battle-tested, fought the better guys at heavyweight. He's got a puncher's chance, but other than that, I see Usyk using his speed his speed and all this, and just running circles around Chisora. Gotta be wary of the power, though.
Yeah. I think Chisora's whole outlook on the fight is going to be to try and corner Usyk, which is, I don't know where he's going to corner him, because he moves off the. What he does, he goes to the edge of the ring, and then he corners off, so he flips out. So I don't know. Chisora's a bit too slow to cut him off.
Yeah. Gman, I'm heading out, but before I go, 42 people right here and right now. I have an MMA YouTube channel. Subscribe. Look up Justin Jr., the MMA Genie on YouTube if you're interested about UFC. I have 70% correct. I've helped my viewers get over $100.
Wow.
One of my viewers won $100 when I told him to bet on Shannon Dobson. Became the biggest upset in boxing history. Justin Jr., the MMA Genie on YouTube. Come subscribe. Hey, I just subscribed to this. I'll be coming back soon. You guys take it
easy. Say, man. Right. Moving swiftly on. Where were we? Right. After, obviously, that was a bit. After, obviously, we got word that Lovejoy ain't fighting. What we thinking? What we thinking of this card? Like, this card was shit before, now it's even worse. Anyone paying for it, or are we just leaving it?
I wouldn't pay.
I made a decision once Dave Allen wasn't on the card to pay for it.
Well, he's not on it now.
If he's on the pay-per-view card, I won't pay for it. If he isn't, I'll pay. I'll pay for it.
Oh man. What if he was in what if it was like him versus like Macmadal or something?
No, I'll pay
like
for that because that's Macmadal. That's different.
So
I'll pay to watch anybody I believe is going to beat the crap out of him.
Oh, wow.
Because that's just like therapeutic justice, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I don't like Dave Allen, man. He's a piece of shit, to be fair with you. So there you go.
I'll say one thing though. I'll say one thing. The IFL interviews with him over the last couple of days have been hilarious because, like, I seen him coming outside of the hotel room. He looked like, when you're in the hospital. When you're in the hospital and you go out for a sneaky cig and you've got your robe on, your slippers, and you come out. That's what Dave Allen looked like coming out of the hotel. He looked like he was coming out of rehab.
He looks like that when he gets up in the morning, to be honest with you. Fucking hell.
I do feel for him a little bit, though. Not because of the opportunity shit or anything, just because, like, he looks like he's actually gotten himself into shape for once. He actually does look like he got himself into shape for the first time in his career. And then, well, no, the second time. The first time he ever got himself into any considerable shape was the rematch with Lenroy Thomas. And then that fight ended via, like,
First
the
round,
cuts and everything. Yeah, it didn't even get going, so he didn't really get to show what he could do. And now in this fight, he gets himself into shape, and your man's the biggest chancer in the history of boxing. Like, it is. It's so I do feel for him in that circumstance because the man was out sparring Usyk and everything, getting ready for Lovejoy.
Dude.
Nah, fucking
hell, man.
Oh man.
He's a lot richer than us, though, and he's worth about fucking 12, 30 million quid.
Did anyone see in Dale's stream where he said he was?
He's got 4 houses, mate.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money. Well, still, to him, that's like fucking Hampton Court, innit? So, you know what I mean?
Did anyone see in Dale's stream where someone said that Alan was meant to get 150k for fighting Lovejoy?
Yeah,
yeah.
And apparently Lovejoy was getting 100 grand as well for the fight.
What?
Yeah, apparently Lovejoy said himself 6 figures.
He's getting 50 grand in it for it. I think it's 50 grand or something. That's what they were saying. That's what I watched on. Was it boxing? It was never released, but it's about 50 grand he's getting in it for that.
Lovejoy on his own Instagram said he was getting 6-figure payday.
No, I don't agree with that whatsoever. There's no chance he's getting that. There's people that have fought on pay-per-views that didn't get that, like back in the day. Mm-hmm. So that's a complete lie, man. To be honest with you, he's not getting.
It might have been because of the short notice thing and the fact that he's a top 15 ranked fighter.
Oh no, I'm not sure about that. I've got to give that a wide berth, man. To be honest, if he is, then well, it's up to him, isn't it? But I 100% don't agree with that. I don't even know what have brought him in. He sounds like some guy from the like in England, we get a show where people sell antiques called Lovejoy, and I don't know if you get that in Ireland, but it's a 1980s program. It's a fucking terrible show, and somebody called Lovejoy in England is a bit of a fucking piss take if somebody's got that name. So when I heard Dave Allen was fighting some geezer called Lovejoy, I thought, what the fuck's this? It's like fighting. Really strange. You'd have to live in England to know that. So weird. Very, very weird. A lot of people over here think it's a very strange matchup. And I think Dave Allen's just been guided through his career by Hearn. A lot of people hate Hearn, but I think he's decent, to be honest. I think Eddie Hearn, he does a lot of good things for these fighters. I was watching the Bellew fight against the Usyk about an hour ago, and I watched it on Rewind again, and I think Hearn does care for some of them in a way, but does he care that much that he actually, What's the update? He absolutely detests Dave Allen. I don't detest him. I just think, why would you put some socks down your underpants to go to a weigh-in, man? That was just too much, to be fair.
Yeah, he's just.
To be fair, that got him onto Babe Station, so fair play to him.
Oh,
is that really?
Reaching the dream.
Oh man, that's not a dream, man. Oh shit, bro. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. But he'll do a good job. I think he'll probably win, and then we'll be having this same conversation in a year again, where basically he's going to be put back up into this sort of elevated position in terms of what he's going to do as a boxer. But come on, man, the British public sell a lot of shit to a lot of people who are that stupid to fall for it. If they want to buy that fight, it's up to them. I think Irish boxing fans are a bit more reserved in terms of the quality that they see. And I've always said this is down to the Republican against monarchy argument. Two flips of the coin. Now, if you're from a Republican background, you're going to want something and you're going to like it in terms of quality. If you're from my background, which is British Isles, a monarchical background, it's all based on hype, media, and manipulation. So I've always said, I bet you think I'm mad, but this is true. A lot of British boxers are very overhyped in terms of what they can do. Look at O'Hara Davis, for example. They built him up to be the next Floyd Mayweather, and he was absolute gash. You get people like in Liverpool, you got the Liam Williams, Liam Smith. They're building them up to be these guys that are going to go out and they're going to destroy the world. They're going to be great. And then you get somebody like Steve Collins, never even mentioned in his own town. This guy just walks around, goes to America, just disappears to New York. And then he beats Ben twice, he beats Eubanks twice, and then he retires, and then nobody really says anything about him. I think the British public, my country in particular, build fighters up to such a level that they don't aspire to, and you shouldn't do that. You should just let it play out, you know. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm not talking too much, am I?
No, you're fine, man. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm not waffling on, am I?
No. What I think though, Mark, you're probably going to agree with me on this. If Lovejoy really wanted to fight, he should have just got his alias Michael Smith out and just done that. That's what I think he should have done.
I agree.
Get the alias Michael Smith out and just be like, all right, I wasn't Lovejoy at all. Get alias Michael Smith out and we go to go. This card is fucking muck. That's what I say about that. What do you reckon about this? Dubois versus Allen?
No. I don't know what they're going to do with Allen, because from what I understood, what they wanted to do with Dave was they wanted to get him to fight with Lovejoy, which would have gotten him ranked with the WBA. And Eddie Hearn offered Don King a fight for Trevor Bryan on a Matchroom card in December. So I think what he was trying to do was actually put Dave Allen on versus Trevor Bryan for the interim WBA title, to where technically, because Manuel Charr is indisposable, that would make Dave Allen the mandatory for Anthony Joshua.
That would have been fucked up. And that would have literally just been fucked up. Imagine that, though. Imagine Dave Allen challenging for an interim WBA title, or even maybe being made mandatory. That's just fucked up. They even thought of that. And the guy getting fucking 6 figures to fight a guy like this, I swear. What was that say? The Sky team don't help when it comes to temporary.
No, they don't.
Fighters. No, they don't. They don't help at all.
They build fighters based off of friendships. I mean, when you tune in, like when you tune in to see expert analysis and shit like that, you shouldn't be getting stuff like Tony Bellew saying Derek's going to do it because he's my friend. I'm sorry. I don't pay 40 quid a month for that. Break the fight down for me. Tell me what you've been in there with Usyk. You know what he does well. You know how he resets rhythm and changes timing and has a distorted way of taking apart the guard, Tony. Why aren't you talking about that? Why are you just saying Derek is my friend? He's going to win because he looks in the best shape ever. That's ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. You're just over. It's just overinflating expectation. It really is. It's just ridiculous. And people will be like, well, they need to sell the fight. Yeah, but they're also doing people out of pocket as well, because people will listen to some of these guys and then they'll go and they'll buy the pay-per-view and they'll place bets on this expert analysis, which is absolute garbola, and they'll end up losing money.
Yeah. The thing I don't like about Sky is even after you buy the event, they're still trying to sell it to you after it's already been sold to you, like through the commentary. They're trying to sell it. It just does my head in.
Oh, that the Sky team are just
Yeah.
fucking.
They're just con people, basically. It's just a fucking. It's a bit like, you remember B Sky B when they took all the old films off in the 80s and they put it all onto the fucking Sky dish. That's what they've done with boxing. Like, I'm nearly 50, I am, and I remember when you used to get all the fights and they were all. You didn't have to pay to watch them, you know. You could actually just turn the telly, you could flip a switch and it's in front of your face. And once HBO came into it and it started to get diversified into America and that, the quality got better. I would actually say the quality of the fights got better in the 90s. I'm not going to lie. But it didn't go to the masses anymore. So boxing became a cult following, which it never was before. Boxing used to be mainstream. It's only gone cult over the last 25 years.
Yeah.
It never used to be. Everybody used to watch it, you know.
Man, big up the Broken Nose Boxing. First time ever in one of these chats. Big up.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? What's up? You want to tell anyone about your channel? If anyone don't know.
Yeah, sure. I should try to figure out how to turn the camera on.
Say start cam down the bottom.
There we
you
go. How's it going?
There we go.
Hello.
All right, mate.
I don't want to, like, that fucking the child that joined earlier just talked about the channel then left. I won't bother. I won't bother with that. But I've been watching this for the past like hour or so. I don't really have anything to add in terms of the big fights because everything's already been covered. But I guess one of the fights that hasn't been covered yet is the Savannah Marshall Hannah Rankin fight, which I think that's going to be a good fight. I know a lot of folks don't really care about women's boxing, but I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I don't think that Hannah Rankin necessarily has much chance of winning. It kind of goes to Gman, what you were saying earlier about Irish fight. Like, just because they're Irish doesn't mean you have to say they're going to win, in the same way that Hannah Rankin is Scottish, but I don't think she's going to win. She doesn't have any knockouts, and she's got a 15% knockout ratio. She's lost all of her big fights, but she's very determined. So I think it's going to be a good fight.
I think the way the fight's gonna go is Hannah's gonna come in looking to engage. Savannah's gonna get onto her jab and her right to the body. She's got a great right to the body. She's gonna start dissecting her. I think Savannah's actually gonna beat the living piss out of Hannah. She's all wrong stylistically. She's all wrong stylistically, and this is something I have paid attention to because I love Hannah Rankin. I think she's a great character, but Savannah Marshall's style's just wrong for her. She's going to come into an experienced boxer who knows how to move, stick and move. Actually, Savannah's very underrated with her actual boxing. People are like, oh, she hits hard. This girl is skilled, very skilled. And she's naturally big. Like, she's naturally just physically more robust than Hannah. Hannah has to put weight on, like, to be a similar size to Savannah. Savannah's just built that way. And it's much more athletic. So
Savannah's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Wasn't she supposed to be at like light heavyweight a few months?
Yeah, she's tall. She's very tall. She's very, very
a lot.
tall, yeah.
A lot of the
But I
female
do
fighters seem to. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I do think Hannah Rankin will go the distance, so she is a tough person. But yeah, I think Marshall's one of the better fighters out of this lot.
I actually, I rate. This is the thing. I rate Savannah so much. I think she'd beat Clarissa Shields. I think she'd beat Clarissa Shields easily. That's how much I rate Savannah.
I want to see that fight. I want to see it.
I think she beat Shields.
What, really?
Yeah, I really do. She's technically better than her. Clarissa's balance is all over the place and stuff. She's just stronger than all of these girls that she's fighting. She's just stronger. She ain't technically better. She's just physically stronger, so she's able to do things. Savannah's stronger.
Because the other girl went the distance with Shields, didn't she? She went a unanimous. I think she lost the UD against her.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Oh wow. See, do you think Savannah can actually beat Shields then?
Yeah. I think you're going to see just how good Savannah is against Hannah.
Wow.
I mean, I really do. I think people are going to really take notice.
Yeah, that's the thing with Savannah Marshall's career so far. In the professional rank, she's not really fought anyone of note. So this is like her first opponent that's actually quite decent.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that. I'm a bit sort of on the fence about that. That's what. Yeah.
But for me, I think they've moved very smartly because they haven't just rushed her like some of these women's boxers get rushed. Like some of them go into a world title fight at like 5-0. But she's been like built up. She's perfected her craft a bit more. So
I don't think
get
she's really been like promotionally wise. She's never been built up at all. Like no one.
No, she hasn't. But I think
No
it's a
one
good
knows
thing.
who she is.
I think it's a good thing because I think keeping her away from people realizing just how good she is a good thing because I don't think she'll get fights. I think people are going to duck this girl left, right, and center when they see it. Plus, I think she's got in women's boxing right now, as far as trainers and stuff go, she couldn't get anybody better for her than Peter, man.
Yeah.
definitely.
He was.
She's got Peter Fury. Like, think of the difference of experience in the corners with Peter Fury there.
Yeah, 100% with that.
I reckon Del Boy will want to see that fight.
Oh yeah, he'll love that.
Well,
Yeah.
he'll be walk. Yeah, maybe.
Who else is the Amy Timlin, Carly Skelly?
No interest. I have no interest.
Oh, you know they've got 3 women's fights in this. I think they've got like 6 fights.
Timlin and Skelly, both of them have got 0 knockouts.
I reckon Timlin beats Skelly on points. I just reckon she beats her on points. Just she's a little bit more like she's got a bit of a better background in the amateurs and stuff like that, from what I've heard anyway. And she's the fighter who's built a little bit more. So
yeah.
She's got a solid jab. I haven't seen a lot of Skelly, so I don't know. Very little fight of Skelly.
That's the thing with women's boxing. Even though I do enjoy it sometimes, whenever it comes on, I can basically already tell it's probably going to go the distance. So that kind of puts me off. Because sometimes there is a knockout, but because they don't have the extra power that men do, sometimes it just goes a different distance more.
I don't think it's necessarily the extra power. It's more so the rounds. Because
I agree with that.
rounds.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
The first 30 seconds of pretty much any round, very rarely it has any action in it. So you've only really got a minute and a half left.
The Shannon Courtney fight went the distance, didn't it? That sort of. So
now, just imagine, right? So world titles for men, they're 12 rounds and they're 3 minutes, right? That fight ended after 20 minutes. So imagine that's an extra 16 minutes on top of that. There's going to be stoppages.
Yeah.
There is. Like, and there's going to be a lot of mid-round stoppages because by the time these girls get into like the 6th round, the 7th round, they're already surpassing full championship fights.
Yeah. Can I ask a completely different question? You're completely off the mark here. What about the Inui fight? What have people got for the Inui fight? I want to know what people think about this fight, bro.
I heard what you were saying earlier. I heard what you were saying earlier about this. So I've made 2 videos on. So my channel is Broken Nose Boxing. I've only been doing
you've done a breakdown on the Inui fight then?
I've done like a 9-minute video and then a 58, 60-second video. It's a really good fight. Both are good fighters, but looking at Maloney's records and some of his fights, he's fought quite a low opposition other than when he fought Kondo, who was a former world champion from Japan, where he knocked him out, but the guy was kind of a little bit past it at the time. And then in Maloney's toughest fight, he fought Rodriguez, where he lost split decision, which, that's the best loss you can have, a split decision. But I thought Rodriguez handled Maloney's power quite well in that fight. So
yeah,
that's the only little thing with Maloney, where I don't know if he has a big punch at the highest level, and you can't really get any higher than Inui.
Yeah.
One of the things I thought about Inui was, well, maybe he can be outboxed. Maybe over 12 rounds he isn't as good, but I think he showed in the Daenerys fight that he is actually pretty good. But I think it's going to be a brilliant fight. Like Inui Maloney, I think it's going to be potentially the best fight this weekend. I think it's going to be really good.
Do you think Inui can be a multi-weight world champion? I know he started at flyweight, but do you think he can go up to sort of lightweight and stuff like that?
I think I might be the only boxing fan in the world that doesn't like when boxers constantly move in weight. Because
really,
it's just like, it's always an excuse. Like, whenever boxers step up in weight and they lose, it's just an excuse for them to say, well, I was too small. Like,
oh, you prefer them to stay at the same level then?
Yeah, like a sort of Marvin Hagler type thing, or Bernard Hopkins, of like, I am the guy at this weight.
Yeah. This is going to be hard to argue against as well, yeah. So, yeah, you mentioned Hagler and so...
It's rare. It seems to be very rare now, especially in America. A lot of those fighters are just constantly wanting to... Like Mikey Garcia, I think it's kind of fucked his career by just going up in weight. I think he should have stayed maybe at super welter or... super lightweight or lightweight.
I think Roy Jones did it, but he sort of did it in a way where he sort of flipped from light heavy back to middleweight, super middleweight, and I'm not sure really. I don't know if you can do that. Yeah, and then James Toney sort of went up middleweight and went up the levels, got the IBA, then he got stripped or whatever it was. I think he won
he beat John Ruiz for the WBA, and he got stripped because of a drug test, failed test positive. So Tony went from middle to heavy. The only title he didn't capture in between was at light heavyweight because no one would give him a chance. But like he beat Michael McCallum at middle. Michael Nolan went up to super middle, became a champion. Beat Vasily Gerov at cruiserweight. Even became a world champion against John Ruiz at heavyweight. I mean, I get the idea of people not really liking the weight jumps because they'll bring up Marvin Hagler made a great career at middleweight and stuff. But another couple of people you need to mention in that era with him all leaped weights, and that's Duran, Leonard.
Duran is amazing, really. If we his career. Who do you think actually stepped up more, Roberto Duran or Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, Pacquiao, yeah. I mean, it's not like I hate when fighters step up in weight, but I think they should only do it if they can't make the current weight anymore.
Because Duran, I know he went up to middleweight, super middleweight, but he lost a lot of those big fights. So I was always sort of suspected of the moves that he was making. Pacquiao seems quite. He's stepping like this, isn't he? He's going like that, and he's going like that. But he's 42 years old. I just don't understand how he's doing it. Like, I'm looking at. I have to go back over the history of boxing, and I'm looking at the moment, and I'm looking at Roberto Duran's career. His last fight was Hector Camacho. I watched that. But I think his last win. He won the WBC title. I watched that against Iran Barkley. Then he lost to Sugar Ray Leonard. But I think that was his last main win. So this is what I mean.
But that was coming towards like the end, really. Like after, like he came back and went to fight Barkley. Like this is a dude who his career span. His career span. How many decades? How many decades did his career span?
50 years, 5 decades, 5 decades, yeah.
So when you look at him like against Barkley, what year was the Barkley fight? When he won it, and it was the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year.
1989. It says here, Mark. 1989.
Right. So when you take that into consideration, that this dude was an undisputed champion at lightweight, yeah. In 1989, he becomes middleweight champion, was it? Or was it?
WBC,
against Barkley in the Fight of the Year. And you need to go back over a decade, right? And you go all the way back to when he first picked up a world title. You're talking his very first world title that he picked up
was in 1972 against Ken Buchanan. And I remember that fight because my father... He said, there was a great fight, Ken Buchanan against Roberto Duran. That was when 3 years before I was born. Well, not before, after I was born, 1972.
Yeah. That's 17 years prior, right?
That's just crazy, isn't it?
He then went on to make the record amount of title defenses at lightweight, become undisputed, move up and beat Ray Leonard in 1980, what year was the Leonard fight? I think it was when he beat Ray. It was 1980. So that was 8 years later. And then 9 years later after that, he fights against Iran Barkley and beats Iran Barkley 9 years later. And Iran Barkley was 6'1".
Yeah, and pretty much, Iran Barkley was the king of that division back then. So he was feared by a lot of people. If I click on Barkley's career, he weren't great. I'm not saying he was great, Iran Barkley, but he was quite. Yeah, he lost to.
But 3
actually,
years later, 3 years after that fight, Barkley beat Tommy Hearns at light heavy, fam.
Yeah,
And when he fought Duran, don't forget, Barkley was coming off of a 3-round knockout over Tommy Hearns at middleweight.
There's always going to be that thing over Roberto Duran's career. I've just clicked on it now. About a year after that fight that he lost, Nigel Benn knocked Iran Barkley out in the first round, and I remember that fight. Ben knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
Within a
but
round.
Ben's a prime middleweight. You're talking a lightweight. That's the same thing as. That's literally, if you look at it right now, that's like saying that, hey, yo, guys, let's have a look at Devin Haney knocking out Jamal Charlo. Yeah,
it's difficult for me to say because I remember the Ben era. So, wow. And Ben back then, if we click on Ben's career, this is 1990.
We're falling down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, we are. We're going
to be honest, yeah, Ben had only been a professional for 2 or 3 years by the time he knocked Barkley out in the first round. He'd only been a professional but he'd come off the back of being in the Marines. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. It is, and I hope I'm getting this right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if you saw in the comments there, but the Cash Farouk fight is off tomorrow.
Thank fuck for that. I don't want to watch that fucking shit, to be honest with you. You can shove that up. You can shove that up your ass, to be honest.
I like Cash. I actually like Cash Farouk. I'm one of the few people. I'm one of the few people out there who thought he beat Lee McGregor. Actually.
Well, I thought he lost that fight. Was that a split decision? That fight? I know it was close. Yeah.
Close.
Thank God for that.
Bold words. Well, I'm disappointed. I wanted to see him back active again, but one of his team tested positive, so that fight's fucking COVID. How many? This happens all the time.
It is what it is.
It's on the phone.
It's about 10 grand saved on the budget, isn't it? They can put that into fireworks.
They can fly Michael Smith over.
Michael Smith, man.
Yeah, Nigel Benn. Michael Watson was good, wasn't he? I think he was a decent fighter. I've still got all these things up on my screen. All these box recs. Malinga. I didn't know he won it twice. No, is Falangi Malinga? Bloody hell! How many? This is ridiculous. When you check out the box rec, there's people that you think weren't champs that actually won a lot more than you think. Malinga, he was a 2-time champ. I never thought that.
There is another huge fight happening this weekend that no one's talked about yet, and that's Murat Gassiev versus Safiri's brother.
You mean the number one cruiserweight in all of Albania?
The number one Safiri?
I don't know if he is the number one though, man. Because remember, Sefer Safiri is so good they had to name him twice, mate.
So good he wears trainers to the ring.
Yeah, that'll be a knockout for Gassiev. That will. He's moving up to heavyweight, Gassiev. So.
No, I'm looking forward to the Victor Vickhurst versus Kamil Sokolovsky fight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's that as well, bro. Let's have a look.
Kamil Sokolovsky is like that dangerous journeyman, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's gonna Sokolovsky,
he
man.
beat Lucas Brown, but didn't get the decision.
Yeah, he did beat Lucas Brown. To be fair,
he won every round in that fight.
Yeah, he got robbed. He got robbed blind because they wanted to give Lucas Brown to Dave Allen, mate.
Yeah.
Imagine getting fed to Dave Allen.
Sad man.
And
You got to
losing.
end your life when that happens. To be fair.
What was it? Is it Dale saying that Brown has set up a GoFundMe page now just for his boxing career?
He's got fucking eyebrows that are tattooed on. Lucas Brown. He's got fucking eyebrows. So he basically wakes up in the morning, he washes his face. He's got these fucking eyebrows that are tattooed on. That's fucked up, that is. You know, if you've got fucking tattooed on eyebrows, you've got problems.
I never heard of a guy having tattoo. It's quite common for women to have it, but I didn't know guys would get tattooed on eyebrows.
That's what Lucas Brown's got. He's got them fucking tattooed over his fucking left eye, and his right eye looks like the Sphinx.
Brown's one of those fighters that should just retire. I think that there's a few fighters that are still kind of active that probably should just sort of pack it in.
I think he's 41 now. So Lucas Brown, he was the Continental Oceanic champion or Australasian champion, so he won that. But he never stepped. I actually think their belt should be unified between the south of that hemisphere and the north, because that Zhili Zhang. Why hasn't Zhili Zhang ever fought Lucas Brown? They were both champs at the same time. That's just ridiculous. I just don't understand that. I think boxing is basically all about that. It's not about. There is some people that should actually be fighting people, but they're not. Lucas Brown was the biggest fake champion in the history of boxing, to be fair, mate. It's fucking crap, man. To be honest.
Who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight between Charles Martin and Lucas Brown?
Martin would knock him out. Martin would kill him. Martin would kill him, mate.
Martin would absolutely destroy him every single day.
I'm going Lucas Brown.
Was there ever such a fall from grace in recent times in Charles Martin? Do you remember in the build-up to the Joshua fight, he kept saying, "I'll walk this earth like a god," and then he basically just vanished after he lost.
To be fair, he's coming off of a good win, isn't he? He's coming off of a good win.
Washington.
Over Jar Washington.
Yeah, he's looking like a new fighter now lately, an improved fighter.
You know, that Washington, Martin, Kalnaki, and Hellenius, like square, like they've all beaten each other. That's pretty interesting.
Do you know what people aren't actually talking about? Speaking of fights, people aren't talking about Bilal Lagwan versus Tommy McCarthy. That's going to be interesting.
Nah,
it's going to be interesting.
Every time I see McCarthy fight, I just think he's just so. There's something about him. I just don't like watching him fight. Not him as a person. His style is just nah. Who did you put in the prediction league for that fight?
I'm not telling you.
Well, I already gave him mine. So you can tell me. Fine. No worries. I
picked McCarthy via split decision.
All right, I went the other way, split decision.
Yeah.
Still in agreement to split. That's a split.
I didn't like the shape that Bilal Lagwan came in. Right, to be honest,
he looked a bit fleshy, didn't he?
He's normally in really good shape. Like I actually watched him versus Dmitro Kucher live. Kucher's the dude who knocked out Enzo in 1 round. He knocked him out in 1 round. Lagwan got a draw with Kucher, so he is like a fringe European level guy. But McCarthy did get that good win over Torchi last year, wasn't it? Fabio Torchi, the Italian lad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. McCarthy could get chin though. He doesn't seem to have the best of chins.
No, he doesn't at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he did get chin, to be honest with you, man. No. I don't know. I just it's just something just about him, not him as a person, but I just don't think he has the confidence in him when he's fighting. He's got good technical ability, but he just seems to just lack something. That's what I think about him. It's the same McCarthy in the comments saying McCarthy's the favourite. He may well be, but
he's the slight betting favourite. He's like 8-13 or some crap like that, and Lagwan is like 6-4.
Like, what about so Lee Selby, Kambosos? I know you kind of talked about that earlier, but what were your predictions on that one? I can't really decide how good Kambosos is. If he's as talented as how good he is at talking, he's going to win in the first round. But
Kambosos is He's all right. Like he's not world level or anything like that. But I don't think he needs to be to beat Lee Selby. Like I ever since I first watched Lee Selby, I just thought you're a good boxer, but you're not as good as people make you out to be. The minute anyone puts it on you, you cave apart pretty quickly. And he's looked shit at lightweight. Like he's had 2 real shaky fights at lightweight, and neither of those guys were. Well, Ricky Burns seen better days. The Omar, whatever the guy's name is, Douglas guys, he wasn't that great. This guy George Kambosos, he's better than those. He's better than those.
I'd like to see Lee Selby win, but
he gets
like you said,
after that.
Selby's just disappointed so many times. There's been so many fights where he's just looked average.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring, stiff, average, doesn't have a lot of volume output. He's fighting a volume puncher who knows how to get inside. I think Kambosos is going to beat Selby. But as far as if he's as good at talking, I think if he's as good at talking as he is at boxing, he's going to lose, because this dude says the same things over and over again. It's my time. I'm here. It's my time. I'm ready. It's my time. I'm going to beat him. He's a former champion. I beat one. It's my time. It's my time. What is that? What?
Did you see his like anti-Australian boxing rant? Someone had said, like they said, someone's referenced the fact that he was an Australian boxer, and he went in this like 3 or 4 minute rant about how he's not an Australian boxer. Yeah, he's Australian, but Australian boxers are rubbish, and he's an American fighter. I was just like, this is weird.
The best Australian fighting this weekend is Jason Maloney, not George Kambosos.
100%.
Yeah.
Isn't his brother fighting soon?
He's rematching Franco after the loss. He's rematching Franco at 115, isn't it? Superfly for the WBA regular. So that'll be interesting. His brother did lose that fight in the first one. Franco showed what level he's at. He's very good, so maybe he can adapt to make the changes needed. But I see it being more one-sided next time. Franco just too strong for him. Styles make fights.
Yeah. Lads, I'm probably going to call this live stream quits here. Been going for 2 hours 20. Man, I'm fucking wrecked. I only went on for an hour. For 2 hours 20. So before I go, right, you want to let them know a bit more about your channel for anyone who's listened this far, or anyone who doesn't know?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So my channel, Broken Nose Boxing, I only started it 2.5 months ago. It's kind of like highly edited, pretty decent production quality. I kind of focus more on sort of boxing statistics rather than just opinion, I guess. But yeah, check it out, Broken Nose Boxing. I've got quite a lot of video, like about 45 videos up. I do 60-second prediction videos, sort of longer, the build-up videos based off of like records and statistics, and then a couple other videos that get really shit views. I did my first live stream on Monday that Gman was on the chat, and yeah, doing the live stream, I was so nervous before I hit record. I only decided half an hour before I done it, and I was like, oh god, I feel so unorganized. But when you've got folks in the chat and they're like hitting you with like their opinions and stuff, it helps.
It was good. It was fun. It was fun to listen to. But now, big up to you, man. Like I said, whenever I do a live stream again, you're more than welcome to hop on.
Thanks, man.
No worries, bro. Have a good one, okay?
Good night.
No worries, man. Big up, Mark. Big up to everyone else in the chat. Like, I'm going to call it quits here. I'll talk to you all. You're definitely going to get a video tomorrow. That's a guarantee. That's a given. You're getting a video tomorrow, regardless. Depends on how many fights I cover. And probably Sunday we'll do an evening live stream like we always do on a Sunday. New subscriber, attaboy, come on, yes. We'll do a live stream as we always do on a Sunday, and we'll call it from there. So people, I'll talk to you. Big up to Broken Nose as well for being in the chat. Big up to Big Dan and Pigeon Mike Tyson as well for being in the chat. I'll talk to you all later, lads. Peace.